Hello. Today we have something a little different. We'll be talking about the people who marry out of pity. They marry their wife, they marry their husband out of pity. So, well, then you ask yourself, why are you getting married out of pity? And they tell you, we've lived for too long, we've lived for so many years. Who would I be leaving her for? Who would I be leaving him for? We've been married for too long. We have children together. So why would I be leaving her? Who would I be leaving her for? She's going to suffer. My brother, you're going to stop talking about this because it's wrong and offensive. When you say words like that, you're marrying out of pity. It's very offensive. I'm going to define pity for you so you see how offensive it is. Pity is a compassionate sorrow we feel towards the suffering of others. Is that correct when you say you married her out of pity? Because she don't want her to suffer? Really? Let me tell you what marriage should be about. Marriage should be based on love and mutual respect. Real, genuine love, rather than pity. Nobody talks about pity in marriage. I'm going to appeal to all the singles in the house. Everybody watching me right now. Listen, do not marry out of pity, because if you marry out of pity, pity will not pity you when your partner starts to misbehave. That pity will no longer be there. You are not doing her, listen again, you're not doing her a favor by marrying her. So please, if you have any of that thing in your mind, end the relationship right now, because she's going to find a sincere person who is going to respect, love, and adore her. Not you, who is planning to marry her out of pity. No. You need to marry her out of genuine love. Marry because she possesses those qualities you want. Marry because she makes you happy. That's what marriage should be. Marriage should not be out of favor, out of pity, out of suffering, all of that. No. Now we're going to break down the consequences of marrying out of pity, so that you know the danger ahead. If you're planning to do that, there's a lot of danger awaiting you. The first one is, you actually meet someone you love, you are interested in. If you marry her out of pity, and then you're going to find somebody that you truly desire, that deserves you. And what happens to the one you've married out of pity? Think now. The next one is, that love will not be genuine if you married her for pity, if you marry her for sympathy, if you married her because you don't want her to suffer. Are you God? You understand? And then you will feel like you're doing your partner a favor by marrying her. Very offensive, eh? You're getting married to her, but you feel you're doing her a favor because you don't want to get married and then leave her because you've stayed with her for too long. She has had children for you. She has had baby for you. So you're doing her a favor by marrying her. Not for respect, not for love, not just out of pity. The next one is, the marriage will lack spark, will not be enjoyable. Will be so much stress, so much fight, so much argument. And then the next one is, you might regret that decision bitterly. That decision to marry out of pity, out of sympathy. You might regret it bitterly. The next one is, number 6 is, you might start hating on your partner for no reason. Yes, hatred will start creeping in. For no reason, you're just hating her. Because you married out of pity. You married out of sympathy. You feel you're doing her a favor by marrying her. So everything she does in that home is not good. It's not good enough. The next one is, you will surely cheat on her. You will surely be cheating on your partner because she doesn't measure up to your this. You marry her just for the fact that when you were nothing, she was there for you, and then now you have grown to be this. Why will I marry her? Now she's no longer my class. So if I must marry her, then I will do that out of pity. What an offensive language. The next one is, there will be no happiness in that marriage. There will surely be no happiness, because there's a reason why you married her. It's just because you don't want her to suffer out of pity. You're doing her a favor by marrying her. Then the next one is, you will soon start realizing that she's boring, she's nagging, she's unintelligent. This will start creeping in. You understand? Because you need to give a dog a bad name. So that's why you begin to bring all those names: boring, nagging, unintelligent. Yes, she possesses all. But even at that, you still have pity on her. Very offensive. So now, the next one is, you end up hurting her 1 million times worse than for marrying her. So now, if you think you married her because you do not want her to be hurt, now you'll be hurting her more, because a lot of things that will be happening at home, you'll be pushing it to her face. Because normally that's not the kind of woman you want. But because you've lived for too long, you do not want her to suffer with all the negative attributes you've attached to it. That marriage will be very sour, because you don't want to hurt her, but you end up hurting her in the marriage. You married her because you don't want her to get hurt, but you'll be hurting her 1,000,000 times over. Marrying someone out of pity is offensive, selfish, fake, and ingenuine. I do not need to overflog this. We all understand it clearly. When you do that, is a guarantee. When you marry out of pity, out of favor for her, you are not even putting yourself in the picture. You are marrying her because you don't want her to get hurt. You don't want her to do this. You don't want her to always about her. So you're doing her a favor. That's the true meaning. That's a guarantee that you'll be miserable for the rest of that marriage if you do that. You understand? So pity is a very strong emotion. You understand? Sooner it will be replaced in your heart. That pity will give way because it's a very strong emotion. Your marriage will be destroyed the moment it comes up during argument and she realizes you married her because of pity, because of sympathy, because you don't want her to suffer. If you throw that to her face, that moment you have destroyed your marriage. The marriage might not end, but that marriage will know no peace. If you start throwing that to her face, there won't be peace in that marriage anymore. And how do you intend to run your marriage when there's no peace? Think. You understand? Think about it. And then I think we are through for today. You are going to think about everything I've said. And if you're in next of line and wanting to get married out of pity, out of sympathy for your partner, please stop. You're not doing anybody any favor. You're destroying your home. She has somebody outside who is going to adore her. She has somebody outside who is going to respect her. She has somebody outside who is going to love her especially. Not out of pity, that's just like you're thinking of doing. I'm going to stop here. I will see you in the next episode. Do not touch that dial. Bye-bye.